A presidential visit to Prince George's. Good evening. This is CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone. Well, President Joe Biden comes to Prince George's County. The president appeared alongside Governor Wes Moore and other elected leaders at the Prince George's Community College to talk about the economy. The president touted the benefits of Bidenomics and warned students against what he called the far-right agenda, MAGAnomics.
MAGA Republicans don't think we should be investing in education, and that's not an exaggeration. Students here at Prince George's Community College should know MAGA Republicans in Congress want to slash Pell Grants. More than 6 million students who count on these grants to be able to afford to go to college would lose it. That's what they're pressing for. You saw how they took on my attempt to eliminate student debt, although we're still going to eliminate a hell of a lot of student debt.
And earlier, Governor Moore announced that the state is earmarking $17 million for adult education, with a chunk of those funds going to Maryland's community colleges. Well, President Joe Biden's son is indicted by a special counsel on 3 felony gun charges. The charges come after a plea agreement Hunter Biden struck with prosecutors deteriorated in recent months. The younger Biden's business dealings and personal life have been scrutinized over the past few years in a probe. In June, a plea agreement was struck, which would have allowed him to plead guilty to 2 misdemeanor tax offenses and avoid prosecution on a felony gun charge. That deal fell apart during court hearing in July. And police are investigating a shooting death in Bladensburg. It happened last night about 7:30 in the 5400 block of Newton Street. The victim has been identified as 28-year-old Brandon Green of no fixed address. Police discovered Green on the sidewalk. He had been shot numerous times. So far, there are no suspects. Police are asking anyone with information to give them a call. And the Maryland Health Department reports that the first human case of the West Nile virus has happened this year. A person living on the Eastern Shore came down with the virus. West Nile can be transmitted from mosquitoes to humans. Symptoms of the virus include a fever, headache, and skin rash. And meantime, there will be another round of mosquito spraying in Hyattsville tonight. Crews will be in the area of Hitching Post Lane after 7:30 this evening. The insects have been a problem in some Prince George's communities this summer, causing a public health concern about mosquito-borne illnesses. And you are watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone. Coming up, it's called A Rotten Apple. It's a stage production featuring nationally acclaimed actors, and it's playing in Bowie. We'll have the details right after the break. Stay with us.
Child, please. John ain't no better. All he worrying about is selling this house and moving back to New York so Lucas can get discovered.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back. The man accused of killing a beloved educator during the summer is being held without bond. A judge ordered yesterday that Harold Landon remain in jail. Landon faces murder charges for the death of 59-year-old Miriam Torres Sila. Sila went missing after going for a walk in Shram Hills Park in Greenbelt back in July. Her remains were later found near a pond in Clinton. If you have limited access to grocery stores in your community, the Capital Area Food Bank will bring a store to you. Every Wednesday and Thursday, the nonprofit's grocery truck makes stops in Hyattsville, Hillcrest Heights, Mount Rainier, Landover, and Seat Pleasant. The service gives residents access to affordable produce, vegetables, and other items.
Offer another service called Curbside Groceries, which is a grocery store in a truck that basically comes to your neighborhood. And again, your listeners can go to curbsidegroceries.org to be able to see where those stops are in Prince George's County and exactly where and when the truck will be there. So that's another way of providing sort of the full market basket of good, nutritious food in areas that are considered low access or food desert communities.
And to find out more information on the Capital Area Food Bank's Curbside Grocery Program, you can visit curbsidegroceries.org. Well, she is the newest member of the County Executive's Office. Meet Samantha Howard, the new Latino Affairs Liaison for Angela Alsobrooks. She comes to Prince George's with more than 18 years of experience serving as community liaison in higher education. Howard says she hopes to foster deeper community relationships with Latino residents.
So we have a lot of, I wouldn't call them issues, but needs within the Hispanic community, and all of those needs are valid. We want to make sure that we listen to them. Because I am relatively new, my next goal is to meet with the community, to listen to the community, to collect all of that data and all of those concerns and create a plan for strategy to bring those services to the community, or to bring the community to those services, whichever is best and most convenient for our community.
And you can meet Howard at various events throughout the county during Hispanic Heritage Month, which runs from September 15th through October 15th. To contact her directly, you can use the email at the bottom of your screen. Well, the curtain goes up this weekend on a stage play by a local playwright, and as Byron Scott reports, it's back by popular demand.
Let's stay in character, let's work. And 3, 2, 1. Sing.
It's the last few days of rehearsal at the Bowie Center for the Performing Arts for the stage play Rotten Apple.
So the play is about the American dream. The play is about family, depression. You know, the core of the play is about a man named John. You know, he was a former boxer.
Well, you got 2 choices. You can give it back or go find the other 5.
Darren DeWitt Henson plays that boxer, John Smitty.
Very opinionated man who was a former pro boxer, who lived a fast life, and who's settled down now. He's from New York, but he's living in Charlottesville, Virginia. And
his sidekick Lucas is played by Dorian Wilson.
I had my own show called Good Behavior with Sherman Hemsley. I was on Steve Harvey's show for 2 years, Living Single for 2 years, and I think most people recognize me from The Parkers with Monique. But anyway, Lucas isn't doing too well at the warehouse where he works, so he decides to pursue his musical career. And John decides he's going to manage him. So they're going to sell everything, move to New York, and become these big music moguls.
within this show, reality hits him and tells him and teaches him what's really important in life.
It's the second time the curtain will go up at the Bowie venue on Rotten Apple. It was performed here this past February. Playwright Barry Battle is from Riverdale Park.
When I'm sitting there, sometimes I close my eyes and I envision, you know, sitting in my room rewriting it, but actually now I'm hearing it from actors, and it's just unbelievable, you know, that this actually came to fruition.
For the actors, live theater offers a chance to get up close and personal with the audience.
You have the audience in front of you. You can feel them. And so I think that within itself is something that is of great value.
It's want people to really come see these productions every time we put them on, because there's a message in it and everyone can, you know, take something away from it, because we all have a little rotten apple inside of us, and sometimes we have to look in the mirror for us to really reflect, to understand who we are as people.
Byron Scott, CTV News.
And the curtain goes up on Rotten Apple this Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 4 p.m. For more information, you can go to bowiecenter.org. Still to come, we're ready to talk sports with Simon Buggs. Stay with us.
Hey there, sports fans, are coming up soon. Some interviews from Bowie State head football coach Kyle Jackson, UMD wide receiver Caden Prather, and also quarterback Talia Tagovailoa. I'll have more on what the three had to say coming up in a bit. Stay right there.
We got out of Washington State, and I think a week after, state went on lockdown for COVID.
So then when we transitioned to Texas, it was very much so like, what are we going to do now?
Operation Homefront has allowed our family to make something of ourselves again in the world after the military.
It's completely changed the way our life is. It took us from a hopeless situation, and now we're homeowners. We have a savings account. I'm the first one to own a home out of my siblings.
Thanks for staying with us. Well, a Maryland businesswoman is gearing up for a ribbon-cutting ceremony for her new event space and content creation studio. Veronica Morell is the owner of M Lounge and Events, located here at the 15,600 block of Emerald Way at the Bowie Town Center. Her facility provides both a luxury event space for celebrations and a content studio area where clients can take unique pictures and video for social media or even film a podcast. Morell, who also has 2 other locations in Capitol Heights and Waldorf, says since opening this space in Bowie, things have been nonstop busy.
A lot of the venue spaces are one or the other, right? We have content studios that exist. The concept is not unique to me. However, they're standalone content studios, photography studios. That's all they do. But then you also have large-scale event venues, and that's all they do. So my concept of bringing those 2 worlds together, I think, is what makes M Lounge unique. Because now you can still have your opulent vibes, but add an element of extra excitement and activities to your guests that are coming to celebrate you.
M Lounge and Events will host a ribbon-cutting ceremony tonight at 5. And for more details on the event and content studio space, you can visit mlounge.org.
All right, everyone, it's time for your Thursday sports page. Coach Kyle Jackson of the Bowie State football team is looking to make a statement this year, as this is his first year as the full-time head coach of the Bulldogs. If the Bulldogs want to make some noise this year, a key to that will be the team being strong on all sides of the ball. And Coach Jackson says he's put an emphasis this year on being a well-balanced team.
I'm a defensive guy, I played linebacker, you know, I've been in this system for a long time, then coming back as a linebacker coach, and then having a small stint as a defensive coordinator. You know, that's the mindset that I'm instilling in the guys, you know, that we're always going to be aggressive, you know, even from an offensive standpoint. I want to score the ball. I want to score the ball because when you score the ball, you change the game plan of the opposing team. So we're going to be aggressive on all 3 phases of the game, not just offensive, defense, but special teams as well.
The Bulldogs will be in action versus Shaw University at home on Saturday at 1 o'clock. Switching to some Terps sports news, the Terps football squad has a lot of transfers on their roster this year, but some, such as receiver Caden Prather, are already making an impact. Through the first 2 games of the season, Prather has already caught 2 touchdowns, and Prather touched on how the support from his team has played a big part in his production.
Just the coaches and my teammates believing in me, you know, it's easy to, you know, go out there and make plays for people that, you know, actually believe in you and that are counting on you. So, you know, it's coming along very well.
The Terps hit the field tomorrow night against the University of Virginia, an opponent they haven't played since 2013. And quarterback Talia Tagovailoa spoke recently about the problems the Cavaliers' defense can cause.
They do a lot of good stuff defensively. They like playing man coverage. I think their biggest thing is their front 7. You know, they got a really good box. Who can stop the run, get pressure on the quarterback, stuff like that. So biggest thing for us is starting fast and finishing strong.
The game starts at 7 o'clock. And that is your Thursday sports page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports.
Thanks, Simon. And turning now to your weather forecast. Tonight, clear skies, lows around 55 degrees. Tomorrow, sunny and pleasant with highs near 77. Saturday, sunny skies, highs around 81. And Sunday, mostly sunny, highs again in the 80s. And that is CTV News for now. I'm Patricia Vallone. Have a great night.